Welcome all. In this presentation, we'll see wind load concept and we'll solve one problem of wind load on roof truss. Let's start one by one. So there are four steps while calculating wind load. Step 1 is basic wind speed. Step 2 is design wind speed. Step 3 is design wind pressure, and step 4 is wind load on individual component. That means we will calculate here the wind load. Let's see every step one by one. So first step is basic wind speed. One thing I need to tell you that IS 875 part 3, it is the code required for calculation of wind load. This code you can download from our Telegram channel, whose link is given in the description box. Okay, let's start. So step 1 is to calculate basic wind speed VB. That means this VB depends upon the location. Means you just need to see the location of your structure or building. For example, here in 875 part 3 page number 53 or on figure 1, they have given the basic wind speed for particular cities. You can see here, this is the table. Here Agra, Ahmedabad, likewise cities are given and basic wind speed also given. So you just need to write the whatever city is there, you just need to write the value of basic wind speed. Okay. Second step is to calculate design wind speed Vz, whose formula is Vb into K1, K2, K3. This formula you can find out on page number 8 of IS 875, in which Vb is basic wind speed that we have just see what is that. Now K1 is risk coefficient, K2 is terrain height and structure size factor, and K3 is topography factor. Let's see every factor one by one. So this is the formula of Vz is equal to Vb into K1, K2, K3. You can find it on page number 8. Now all these factors are very simple. Let's see. K1 means risk coefficient. So value of K1 depends upon life of the structure and basic wind speed. So there is a table on page number 11. Here you can see. So mostly all general buildings and structure with design period is 50 years or 100 years. And we have K1 almost 1 for all basic wind speed. So there is nothing in K1. K2 is terrain height and size. So value of K2 depends upon terrain height and size of the structure. So there are two things. Basically there are two concepts in K2. First one is category and second is class. So category means how your structure is surrounded, means which type of buildings are surrounding your structure, what is their height. So for the students, this category will be given in the problem or you can assume it. Okay, so first thing we have clear. Now class means greatest dimension of building. We know our building has 3 dimensions: length, width and height. So just check the maximum dimension. Okay, then while solving the problem I will tell you. So in simple words, this is category. There are 4 category and this is class ABC. As I told you, for the class you had to see greatest dimension. Suppose our building has dimension length 10, width 10 and height is 25. Then greatest dimension is 25. Okay, so our greatest dimension comes between 20 to 50. Hence our class is B. Is that simple? So no need to worry about K2. So once you finalize category, so category 1, 2, 3, 4 and class ABC. If you have assumed category 2 or in problem they have given category 2, then you can go in category 2 and from the greatest dimension you decide class ABC. Okay, suppose if we have class B, then note down the height of your structure and then if it is 10 meter then it is 0.98. Okay, that is. Now K3 means topography factor. it depends upon upwind slope theta. Okay, if theta is less than 3 degree, then K3 is 1. If it is greater than 3 degree, then it is calculated as per appendix C. We will see this problem in our next video. We will solve this problem in our today's presentation. Or here you can find out the value of K3 on page number 12. Okay, now step 3, we have completed 2 steps. Now step 3 is design wind pressure, whose formula is very simple. Pz is equal to 0.6 into Vz square. Vz means design wind speed. That means step 2 we have calculated Vz, and in step 3 we have to put in our formula, and this is available in clause 5.4. Now step 4, this is the last step. Okay, actually there are two concepts here: wind load on individual component and structure as a whole. In this presentation we will see individual component only. So for that, formula is CPE minus CPI into A into PZ. This is the last formula. Then you will get the intensity of the wind load. CPE means external pressure coefficient, CPI is internal pressure coefficient, A is the slope area of roof, and PZ is design wind pressure. And this is the formula for structure as a whole. We'll see this in later videos. Okay, now we have gone through basic concept. Now we have to solve this problem. You can correlate for the students with their design of steel structure project 1, that means roof truss. Okay, here some of the details of the structure are given, like length of building is 45 meter, width of building is 15.3, height up to use level is 10 meter, building location is Bhopal, category is 2, slope theta is less than 3 degree, and life of structure is 100 year. Okay, let's solve this problem one by one. Solution. Step 1, we have to go step by step, so there will be no confusion. Basic wind speed. As I told you, this depends upon location of the structure. So location is Bhopal, and for Bhopal, from that table VB is 39 meter per second. Okay. Second step is design wind pressure. We have seen this formula, Vz equal to Vb into K1, K2, K3. Okay. So let's find out K1. In problem, life of building is 100 years. Okay. So that is more than 50 years. And for all general buildings and structure, 50 years, we have 100 years. Okay. K1, we have basic wind speed 39. So here we can see it is 1. Hence I have written K1 as 1. Now let's find out K2. We have category 2 given in the problem. That problem have assumed category 2. Okay. Now height of the structure is 10 meter and greatest horizontal or vertical dimension is 45 meter. Here you can see length 45, width 15.3, height 10. The maximum is length of building, that is 45 meter is maximum. Hence 45 meter means class B. Here you can check greatest horizontal or vertical dimension between 20 and 50. We have 45 meter, hence our class is B. And we have category 2. So we have finalized category 2 class B. Now we have to find out the value of K2. Okay. So category 2 class is B. Okay. Now height of our structure is 10 meter. Hence we will come in a line of 10 meter. Class is B. Category is 2.98. Hence I have written here value of K2 is 0.98. This is so simple. Now we will see K3. topography factor for site with upwind slope less than 3 degree, K3 is 1. Okay, this is the clause, you can read. Now step 2 is design wind speed Vz, which is equal to Vb into K1, K2, K3. So let's put up the values. Vz equal to Vb is 39, K1 is 1, K2 is 0.98 and K3 is 1. Hence design wind speed is 38.22. We have put up all this value and calculated Vz. Step 3, design wind pressure. Pz is 0.6 into Vz square. Let's put this value of Vz 38.22 here. So we will get Pz equal to 876.46 Newton per meter square. So this is our last step. Step 4, wind load on individual component. So formula is Cpe minus Cpi into A into Pz. Let's learn one by one. Cpe means external pressure coefficient. So external pressure coefficient Cpe. For that we need to calculate first H by W. That means height divided by less horizontal dimension. So less horizontal dimension is, here you can say horizontal dimensions means length and width. Lesser is 15.3. Okay, hence we have taken 15.3. So height divided by less horizontal dimension, hence 10 divided by 15.3. Now go to table 5. So this is table 5. Table 5 is for external pressure coefficient, that is CPE for pitched roof. Okay, so here H by W. Let's see one by one. H by W, we have calculated H by W 0.65. So 0.65 is, so we will come in this particular, okay, less than, greater than 1.2 and less than 3 by 2. Okay, so we come in this particular. Okay, now roof angle alpha. So what is slope of roof angle? You can calculate this from calculate the rise and run, that means half of the span. Okay, so rise divided by run means you have to calculate this theta, means tan inverse of rise upon run. From that you can calculate alpha. In our case it is 11.31. Okay, so this comes between 10 and 20. Okay, now interpolate these values for EF, GH, EG, FH. That means wind angle theta is 0 and wind angle theta is 90 degree, means wind is acting parallel and perpendicular. These are the coefficient. So you just need to calculate roof angle and interpolate these values. Okay, after interpolation I have got EF is minus 1.054, GH minus 0.588 for theta 0 degree. Here you can calculate for theta 90 degree also, but I have just calculated for the maximum one, and these are 0.8 and 0.6. So definitely our value come maximum in these two. Okay, so take the maximum of above. If you also calculated for 90 degree, then out of 4 take the maximum value as a CPE. Now internal pressure coefficient CPI, which is very simple. In your problem you have to assume the wall opening. Okay, depending on the opening area they have given CPI, means if it is less than 5 degree then 0.2, if it is between 5 to 20 0.5, if it is more than 20 it is 0.7. It depends upon area of opening, that means windows, door, or whatever the opening area is there, calculate that opening area and from that take the CPI value. So in my project I have assumed the area of opening 20%. This I have assumed, or for students you have to assume this data. So it comes 0.5. so we will take CPI 0.5 as pressure is towards the member. Okay, now here is the formula CPE minus CPI into A into PZ. Here we have calculated CPE, calculated CPI, PZ we have also calculated. Now only remaining is A. A is slope area of roof. Okay, this is the most important part. Many students make the mistake here only. Okay, we have to calculate the slope area. Slope area means you can see the blue region here. Okay, whatever wind is acting on the roof will act on this blue region. Okay, so we need to consider that inclined area, not flat area. Okay, that's why we need to calculate this length. Okay, you can get clear in this picture more. Here there is no sheet. Okay, so you can see, suppose if you take this particular area, or you take this particular area, you will understood that when wind is acting here, you need this area, sloping area. For that you need this inclined length and this distance. This distance means distance between the truss. Okay, distance between the truss, and this is the inclined area. So inclined length, how will you calculate? That is distance between two purlin into cos alpha. Okay, these are the purlins, black lines going backward. These are the purlins. So distance between the purlins, that means this length into cos alpha, that is the roof angle that we have already calculated, and then you get the inclined length. And for slope area, spacing of truss into inclined length. So here spacing of truss, whatever in your project, take that length and this inclined length, multiply, you will get the sloping area. Now just put the values in the formula. CPE is minus 1.054, CPI is minus 0.5, area is 5.343, and PZ is 876.461. When we will calculate this, we will get 7277 Newton. Okay, on intermediate panel this load will act, on end panel this load, half of the load will act. Okay, so this is all about the wind load, and we have solved one problem. I hope you have understood the problem. If you have any problem, you can comment. Thank you.